Hello, everyone. Here today to talk to you all about 7 reasons why your blood feel like it's boiling. I don't know if I'm gonna get through the whole 7 reasons, and I will just have to come back and do a part two to it because, like I said, that in my comeback video, that my videos are gonna be short, and because of the way if I talk too long, it's make it difficult on me, and then I start coughing and stuff. But we're gonna get right into this. And I did make notes, so if you see me look over, I'm checking my notes and stuff, making sure I don't forget anything. But it with the blood boiling, it makes you feel like you do a excessive sweating, and that's what I'm going through right now. I'm just constantly pouring, and a lot of people think is that you having hot flashes. Um, in my case, it's not hot flashes. It's not my hormones or nothing like that. Because in '97 I had a total hysterectomy, so I don't even go through none of that. But I have all of these uh, um, different autoimmune diseases that affects my body. And with this one here, with the lupus flare-ups, those are where I get the lesions and bruises and stuff on my just popping up on my arm, my leg, my back. Uh, Sometimes I get blisters inside my lip, my on my tongue, inside my jaw. Those are my lupus flare-ups. And I notice when I get my lupus flare is when I am extremely stressed about something. I go through that, and then my fibromyalgia start flaring up. Also, when I start having sharp tingling pains and stuff like that. So, I with these autoimmune diseases, it's hard to have a normal life. But I try to make my life normal as possible. I still try to do some of the things that I used to do. There's a lot of stuff I can't do anymore. But for the most part, I still try to do some of the things to keep myself going because I don't want to just waste away, sit back and just waste away. And that ain't what I want to do. I want to be vibrant, and try to keep up with my grandson for one, and he keeps me on my toes. But with these boiling and stuff, you have inflammation, you have infections that can happen, like urinary tract infections, or you have skin problems, respiratory problems. And see, with me, I've been having the mostly with the respiratory infections and stuff. I've been having a lot of those. Last year, I had a lot of them. This year, I had my first upper respiratory infection and pneumonia. And uh, I lost where I was at. But the doctor and them can, run blood tests for one to check and see what's going on with your body. And it's best to talk to them about it. And with these like broken blood vessels and bruises that I get, that they call it vasculitis, if I'm pronouncing it right, where the blood flow um, not getting to where it's supposed to get in your body. And it can affect your both your blood vessels. Your small ones and your large blood vessels in your body. And when they get inflamed, it's like, to me it feel like something is shutting off. It's just like when you have an asthma attack, like you can't breathe and it just like it's being contracted. Now that's how my legs feel when I get these lesions on my legs. Is that they feel they get tight, burning, they swelling. It hurts to the touch, and and my doctor finally gave me like a cream antibiotic for that to help with that, and it seemed to help. Um, like I said, if you having these type of problems, and if your doctors listen, not try to tell you something different, ask them about, is there like anything they can give you, some type of antibiotic cream that can help, or they feel that, if they don't know any, stuff like that, maybe something that can give you some relief, because this is what we hear as people, patients that goes through these diseases that's in these textbooks of theirs. So they should be able to listen to us and understand where we're coming from, for to help us and to be able to help the other patients also. Because there is so much that goes on in our lives, and we, a lot of us, wants to be able to spend that time with our families, the time that we do have left here on this earth to spend with our family, especially if you are ill, you know. And I have been very blessed, and I'm very grateful and thankful that I have made it through all this 20 years, made it through it, and I don't, sometimes it was hard. Sometimes I wanted to give up, but I knew I couldn't. And when I started having those doubts and feelings like that of just want to shut down and give up, I started praying and asking my Heavenly Father for guidance and help. And, and how can I be able to help me and help other people that going through the same thing? Because there's a lot of us that being diagnosed of all these different things and don't know nothing about what is what. It's all new. Yes, they have a lot of stuff online and stuff, but if we can talk to people that actually go through this stuff every day, been going through it for years, those are the ones that I feel that have good insight, because I know there's a lot of people on my lupus team that been going through this more than 20 years. Some have been going through it for 30, 35 years, and they still here. And most of them all say is, don't let stress get to you. Stress is the fastest way to take us out. And and I believe that, because early in when I was diagnosed, I was so stressed and worried. I was constantly sick all the time, constantly. And I'm like, it's got to be something better. That's when I started talking to my Heavenly Father. And, just as He said, just trust in me and leave it to me. Put it in my hands. And that's what I did. I leave everything up to Him, and let Him guide me through this. And I know it had to be nobody but my Heavenly Father to bring me this far through this illness, because there's no cure, you know, for none of this. And my body going through a lot of different changes. When they was brought the topic up about, 7 reasons why your blood boil, I'm like, oh, it feel like your body is on fire, and it just like it's a flare up, but a flare up that you can learn to control. And like I said, the main thing is stress. Stress would kill you. Just normal stress will kill you, and then having autoimmune disease, it'll kill you even faster when you're stressed out. So that's with any sickness, with cancer, all of it, Parkinson's disease, all this stuff, all these diseases. If you stress about them, stress would take you out sooner than you expect. So that's the way I look at it. And talking to people that's excuse me, that have been going through this for a very long time, constantly tell me, don't let the stress, don't worry about the small stuff, and don't let the big stuff really get to you. Breathe, walk away, think about it, come up with a better solution. And my way is breathe and pray and talk to my Heavenly Father. And then something always come through. But, with the illness, it brings common colds, it brings the flu, ear infection, like I said earlier, urinary tract infections, and stuff like that. But like I said, I always end up with the pneumonia, upper respiratory infection, and I have pulmonary fibrosis and scleroderma, and they both is they scarring up the lungs. So that means that my lungs are not getting the blood flow like it should. And when I'm trying to breathe, I start at excessive sweating. That's how I know that I'm not getting enough oxygen, not getting enough blood flowing through my lungs. So I excessive start sweating. And for a person that have to deal with this every day, have to sleep with oxygen every night. And oh yeah, my pulmonologist, he told me to go back to daytime as needed. But I explained to him that I do uh, YouTube. So he told me, he said, if you're going to be doing talking, limit your talking and wear your oxygen so you won't get out of breath. So that's, excuse me, that's the reason why I got it on now, because it's getting to that point that I can tell that is getting to increase to the point, and I haven't even got into 15 minutes of talking, and I'm having difficult already. So that's why I said my videos are not going to be long, and I'm going to come back and do a part two to this to give you the other uh, reasons. Because I went through one, two, three of them so far, and I know for one that you can end up with kidney problems, and that's common. For people that that have lupus, that have kidney problems, because it affects your internal organs, and that's the way my lupus started off. It started off from the inside out. Most people, when they get lupus, start from the outside in, but mine is working his way outward. And 8 out of 10 adults uh, and 8 out of 10 children goes through these problems with kidney disease or kidney failure. You know, uh, because liver is another one that you have to be mindful of. Different medication, like the one I'm on now, I have to have a liver function done every 3 months. For the first 6 months of taking the medication. So I have tomorrow. I'll be going to get my first liver function done, and then I go back in 3 months and have another one done. After that, excuse me, I'll go back once a year. But starting off on the medication, and that's how they take you. You know, they have to test you and stuff to make sure it's not damaging your liver because, like they said, it can affect your liver. And a lot of the people that have started the medication have, they was saying that they didn't have liver problems at first, but now they have liver problems. So my doctor yesterday looked at to make sure that I I didn't have any signs of it, but he wants to make sure by getting the blood work done to see where it's ranged at because I had to take a liver function before I even started it, taking the medication. So that's my starting point, and now they can go and look from when I first before I started and when I started taking it. So it just another factor in that range of why you go through all these different things, why your body attacking you. And if you have a low immune system, that's why your body attacking you, because I know I have a low immune system. I have been a um, anemic ever since I was a kid, and I had went through different iron medications that didn't work, so I ended up had to get iron infusions. And the last iron infusion I had was in 2023, so I haven't had to have one lately. So I've been eating more foods that have iron in it to keep my iron level up, try to keep it up to where I wouldn't have to get no infusion. It's still low, but it's not to that point where it was before where I had to get iron infusion. And I eat, beets. I eat calf liver, stuff that I know, those things I know for sure that helps me keep my iron on track. And there's so many ways that you can fix beets. You can pickle beets, you can roast beets, you know, and I love it. Calf liver, I take it and I saute it. Sometimes I make me a liver pate and take me crostini and spread me some on that, eat it that way. You know, there are so many different ways that if you don't like taking pills to get iron in you. And I'm gonna do a topic about that. So I'm gonna look up other different iron foods that that you might like. 'Cause a lot of people don't like beets, a lot of people don't like liver, and do a segment on that. And give you guys some ideas on if you have low iron and you really don't want to take a pill that that can help you. But first, talk to your physician and see if that is a alternative to help. If not, listen to what they have to say. You know, but you know, I had talked to my doctor. He said it wouldn't hurt to add it into my diet regimen. The way I eat. So, and every time I go back, and he asked, "Are you still, adding that in?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Well, it's keeping your iron steady." So the last year was a whole year I didn't have to worry about my iron level dropping to the point where I had to get iron pills or infusion. So I will continue to stick to that regimen that I'm on. But I just want to come and give you guys what's that, you know, why your blood feel like it's boiling. It might seem like I was all over the place, but all of this ties right into that, with the autoimmune disease and stuff. And lupus have a big part of that. Lupus cause a lot of other uh, autoimmune diseases to happen to your body. And unfortunately for me, I got them all at one time. Is that, I look at it, everyone have to go through something in life. And it's a test that I believe that Heavenly Father is seeing. Will you pass it? Can you pass it? Can you do you have that faith in him yourself to be able to make it through what you're going through? It's good to have family support and stuff. Then there's some families out there don't support their family members when they going through stuff. There's a lot of people out there that have negative aspects on what you're going through. But those things you don't let people get to you about, you know, because they don't know what your situation is. Everybody that's walking around on oxygen are not smokers that smoked in their life. They're not. There are people out there that's on oxygen like me that have a autoimmune disease that cause lung problems, pulmonary fibrosis, and scleroderma. That is scarring up your lungs, where it draws your lungs up to the point where you can't get blood flow in there, where you can't get air to breathe, where it hurts to breathe. He had me to inhale yesterday to listen to my lungs. It had me to cough out. But when I cough, my lungs, my intestine went up into my rib cage. And I had to sit there for 15 minutes until they decided they wanted to come down. And he was like, do this happen often? Yes. That's why I told it happened more frequently now, especially when I cough. So and he said that he gave me a antibiotic shot, and he gave me another uh, prescription of pills, but they wasn't prednisone. So, and a prescription for to help with the coughing. So he said, when I take the pill, when I cough, to notice and see, do my internal organs go up in there, and time how long it takes them to release. So I'm gonna be doing that also. But I would like to thank you all for joining me here again today, and wish you all the best. And y'all have a blessed rest of y'all week and a wonderful weekend that's coming up. Namaste.